You're going to begin a formal study of music theory. Congratulations. This is going to help you more than anything to become a better sight reader, and you'll be able to memorize your pieces faster. You'll be able to recognize harmonic structures within the music, and that helps you to interpret your music and make it more beautiful and more sensible. When you read your theory homework papers and when you read your theory exam papers, I want to talk about the strategy that's going to make you process all of that very clearly and not miss or mess up. I've taught theory in this room in a group specifically to prepare for a Royal Conservatory of Music exam. My students, they walked off to exams and the rules that I taught them were ringing in their memories. And those 3 rules are: read the directions, use a pencil, and check your work. It's not that simple. The directions are actually multi-stage questions. To read them for your best focus, it's actually a good idea to read them out loud. You can even read them in a dramatic voice. I know that's cringy. I'm not going to put you through that. But at home, you should totally do that when nobody's home. Otherwise, they think you lost your mind. The next thing, using a pencil is so important. It's easy just to grab a pen. Don't, because you got to be able to erase. We make mistakes a lot in theory, or we just want to refine things or give ourselves more room, and we often have to, erase whole lines. It's not a bad thing. It's just making better what you can make better. Checking your work is the most important part of the homework and of the exam, and it's the most likely to be skipped because it doesn't feel necessary when you feel like you've got everything right. My students said, I was looking at my exam paper saying to myself, read the directions, use a pencil, and check your work. So he did his exam. He read the directions really carefully, and he was feeling a little keyed up and nervous, so maybe he wasn't thinking completely clearly. He got to the end and he's like, okay, I feel pretty good. I still got some time. I think I'll check my work. And he went back and underlined every part of the directions when he proved to himself that he had done it correctly. He caught mistakes that way. And he said he was so glad he so carefully checked his work because there was a point where it said, use half notes, and he had used quarter notes. He had some erasing to do. And so he rechecked his work, and then he remembered, when it says write the scale, ascending and descending, don't worry if you don't know what this means, and you have to write in all the half steps with brackets, and then he realized, I have to write them on the way down too. So filling out the entire directions is usually when people miss, it's because they did sort of half of it and didn't fully finish out the entire application of the concept that they're trying to learn. In time signatures, in music, there's supposed to be some little numbers. In time signatures, there's some bracket here that says, write a time signature underneath this bracket. In the exam papers, sometimes there's not this second bracket, but you still have to write the time signatures. I'm just giving you that as a heads up. You might not even know what that means right now, but time signatures have to be written for both hands in grand staff or in piano music. And students often miss that point when they're like, oh, I just wrote it for the top, it should be good. It doesn't apply to both. You have to write key signatures and time signatures for the right hand. You have to write key signatures and time signatures for the left hand too, even if there's not a bracket. So tips like that are where you want to keep a really clear head and complete the homework completely. It's redundantly redundant. When the students came back from their exams, we carefully reviewed if there had been any mistake. When you're doing your homework, if you run across something that's difficult, make sure you go back in the book and reteach yourself that concept. And if you don't understand it, try reading it out loud to yourself. Sometimes that kind of puts yourself in a little bit of a different headspace. And if there is a word that you don't know, we live in the age of information. It's a good idea to look it up. There are a bazillion people on YouTube trying to teach you music theory, so you probably will be able to have a resource to kind of fill in the blanks. If you do get desperate, it's probably okay to ask your teacher in the lesson, but as you're paying for the lesson, it's a really good idea to try to teach it on your own. Be an independent thinker and a go-getter in your own education, and don't wait for your teachers to spoon feed you every single part of your education. It's a great thing to try to fight it out on your own as much as you can. When you do get stuck, your teacher will be happy to give you any remedial resources, I'm sure, because your teacher wants you to grow in music theory because how beneficial it is. It's incredible. I'm so glad you've taken up this study, And I hope that the 3 tips of read the directions, use a pencil, and check your work will bail you out time and time again.